Hey, excuse me, sorry to bother you, but have you seen this creature? Now you have. So, this is me, in some sense of the word. Talk Sprites, right? A YouTube concept pilfered right from the heart of video games. You make a character design, drawn with a couple of different expressions, mouth flaps are sold separately, and you have yourself a mouthpiece fit for any variety of your talking needs. Talk Sprites are something that I love. I never get tired of looking at game rips and getting to feast my eyes on full-body sprites in the comfort of my own home. But for some reason, there's this atmosphere around them when used in the YouTube space that baffles me. The opinion that Talk Sprites suck. Am I reading that right? There's this implicit thought that seems to pervade internet spaces. One that seems intent on persisting the idea that Talk Sprites are lazy or cringe or hacks. But really, and perhaps hear me out here, please look at my little scroggle. Look at it. Look at it. Talk Sprites are good, actually. I've definitely seen a lot of people kind of ragging on Talk Sprites as a concept, which seems kind of mean, but this is the internet after all. Like, the argument that it's an outdated concept or a hallmark of low-effort content seems kind of weird to me. For one, it's a long-standing concept at this point. For years and years, people have drawn themselves. Art is inherently a medium designed for expressing oneself. So I guess it's something that I find weird to specifically dunk on. And as a guy with a Talk Sprite, I may be preaching to the choir here, but come on guys, I thought cringe culture was dead. Let me have some self-expression. And I implore you, do not fall for the propaganda that says, oh, but it makes editing videos easy. It's wrong. Girl, making the little guy happen is half the work. That's ignoring the time spent actually making these things. I have a big ass folder of these things and I've only been here, 2 months? And let me tell you, using Talk Sprites, for me at least, is the furthest thing from making a lazy decision. Even if I had a good camera and a pristine bedroom background, I would still want to use sprites. For me, these videos are scratching a creative itch. In fact, my original goal for this channel was to have a sprite collection diverse enough to basically be animating episodes. So I feel like we can scratch that argument off the list, yeah? So be serious here. Is there actually that much of a difference between Talk Sprites and VTubers? Both are a vehicle for shenanigans. One is just a simple little guy and the other is an extravagant little guy. And PNG tubers, we are the same, you and I. Don't try to hide it. I see you. It all boils down to the same thing in my opinion. It's just a way to express yourself using a cute digital avatar without having to show your face in a world full of face cams superimposed in the corner of the screen. And there are some really good Talk Sprite YouTubers. Like Pastra? Holy shit, dude. Clyde is the most perfect mascot I've ever seen. Look at these sprites, this flavor, it's impeccable. And like, Aya had this as his little guy for ages and it reeks of charm despite being an MS Paint nightmare. And there's Bizabow, who, yeah, very easy inspiration for me. And Pointed Hat. Don't you just love the shape of that thing? It's a hat with an eye. What more could you want? And it's all about this self-expression, yeah? And these are just more modern and popular examples. The format is still thriving. And the format is incredibly charming, don't you lie? I love looking at art. Crazy concept, yeah? And for me personally, being able to express myself as like a self through art was actually a long time coming. I hid behind fandoms and anonymity for a long time because the idea of actually expressing myself as myself was scary. Seeing people be like, yeah, I drew myself was sort of freeing. I wanted to have that level of confidence to be able to say, yeah, this is me. So I guess I'm kind of proud of myself for finally standing up and showing myself in some format. Sharing opinions, voice and name attached is incredibly nerve-wracking, and it still makes me sick in the guts the morning after posting, but it's still something that I'm glad I'm able to do. And I think another perk to sprite work is that the barrier for entry is quite low here too. You don't need a good webcam or any webcam, hell you don't even need a good computer. It's a PNG. Any bomb of a computer can handle it. You don't really even need advanced editing softwares. And as someone who purchased probably the worst computer on the market at the time, one shitty Dell bomb that's constantly failed to fill my needs, I can still make these little videos with only minor lag-related issues. Working with Sprites means that I don't need a high-tech output. Don't need to worry about laggy webcam footage or laggy any footage. There's a good reason why most of my footage is 30-second long videos of my Switch. And this is probably the most niche sort of complaint I can make, since everyone I know has whiz-bang computers and RBG gaming keyboards. But it's good that these sorts of videos don't have a massive price tag attached to them. There isn't much of a need for super high quality equipment, and since it is a very behind-the-scenes sort of workflow, upgrades can be made when possible. I think I like TalkSprites as a format since it allows more people to share what they want to share, sharing one's thoughts out into the void, audience or no audience. And it can work for a lot of people. It makes an easy entry place for newcomers, people in low-income situations, kids, anyone, which is a good thing. Even if you think, having a Sona is cringe. Let's throw that one away too, shall we? And of course, shitty TalkSprite YouTubers exist. You're looking at one. Shitty YouTubers exist in any category. Just because it's easier to point at a drawing someone did it themselves or an edgy OC of theirs and claim, ugh, cringe, than that of an average Joe's faceless gaming channel, it doesn't inherently make it more so. Like, let's just present a little question here. Why is self-expression seen as a negative thing? Why is having something to represent yourself cringe? Just think on those, sleep on those, whatever you want. And I'd like to recommend something to you. Make a scroingle of your very own. Doesn't have to be good, just has to be you. And look at your new little creature made with your own hands and go, maybe I am cute. Oh, and here's one for the road, you can't have too many of these things.